Namaskar and good afternoon to all the TYBSc students. In previous lectures about the Mendelian genetics, we have seen basic terminologies related to the genetics. And today we are going to study the Mendelian laws of heredity, and I hope you have get familiar with the all terminologies related to the genetics and by my previous lectures and also by Dr. Jaiswal's whole lecture about the Mendelian genetics and basic terminologies related to the genetics. Mendelian laws of heredity are principles of inheritance in which the first principle or first law is law of unit characters. Mendel assumed that the unit of hereditary characters is the factors of determiners which occur in the pair, and one of each come from the mother and while the other come from the father. So in this picture we can see father donates sperms while mother donates egg, and fusion of the sperm and egg forms the zygote, in which the one of the each factor comes from mother and other comes from the father, and the unit character or a factor is called gene. So regarding the gene, we have seen in basic terminologies related to the genetics that gene is a DNA sequence which is arranged on the chromosome. Now the second law or second principle is law of dominance. When a pair of contrasting characters or allelomorphic characters or alleles which are present together, only one of them expresses itself while the other remains suppressed or hidden. The characters which is expressed is called as dominant character, and the character which remains hidden is termed as recessive character. In this picture we can see the pair of contrasting characters which are related to the height. That means capital T is called tall plant, while small t is called short plant, while they produce gametes, and in the F1 generation we can see the gametes fuse together to form a hybrid tall plant. That means in this F1 generation the dominant character or expressed character is tall, and the recessive character or suppressed character is short or dwarf plant. After selfing of this hybrid tall plant with the with itself, that is hybrid tall is fertilized fertilized with the hybrid tall plant, the gametes will be capital T small t, capital T small t, and with the help of Punnett square we can see the F2 generation results. The F2 generation results are here the gametes are capital T small t, capital T small t, capital T small t. the first capital T produces pure tall plant, that is capital T, here you can see. Then the small t, capital T produces the hybrid tall plant, and the again the capital T, small t produces hybrid tall plant. Then small t and small t produces dwarf plant. And now the genotypic ratio is, genotypics means related to the characters, contrasting characters. The ratio will be capital T 1, capital T small t the 2. Here this is the capital T 1. These are the capital T small t hybrid tall plants 2, and small t that is dwarf plant is 1. Here the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1, while the phenotypic means only on the basis of the morphological appearance the ratio will be uh, tall plants are there. This is the again the tall plant, while these hybrids are also the tall plants. So 1 plus 2 3, and dwarf plant is 1. So the phenotypic ratio will be 3:1. And so again in this, the character in the pair of contrasting character, we can see the tall character remains dominant while the suppressed character is dwarf plant. Now the third law of segregation or purity of the gametes. First of all, we will see what is the law of segregation or purity of the gamete. When a pair of alleles, that means alternative forms of the genes, are brought together in a hybrid, they do not mix up or blend, but remain associated with each other and separate or segregate from each other in the next generation when hybrid forms gametes. In this picture, we can see a dihybrid cross of pure breeding round yellow seeds and pure breeding wrinkled green seeds. Here we can see these are with pure breeding round yellow seeds having genotypes capital R, capital Y, capital Y. This is the yellow round seed, and small r, small r, small y is the wrinkled green seed. This is the wrinkled green seed, and this is the round yellow seed, which produces gametes, that is capital R and capital Y, and small r and small y. By the F1 generation, they produce the hybrid, that is having genotype capital R, capital Y, small y. As of course with the by the law of dominance, it is named as round yellow seeds. This is the F1 individual called round yellow seed, which is having hybrid round yellow seed, we can say, which is having genotype capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. After selfing of this capital R, capital Y, small y, that means hybrid round yellow seed individual self with itself, the gametes will in the F1 F2 generation are capital R small y, sorry, capital R capital Y, small r small y, capital R small y, small r small y. So with the help of this Punnett square we can see the results of the F2 generation. This is this gamete in the F2 generation fuses with capital R small capital Y fuses with capital R capital Y, capital R capital Y fuses with small r small y, capital Y, then capital R capital Y fuses with capital R small y, and capital R capital Y fuses with small r small y. They produce uh, round yellow seeds, hybrid round yellow seeds, and goes on. So the with the help of this entire square we can see the results of F2 generation. The we can measure or we count the individuals. First of all, we can see the round yellow is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then the yellow wrinkled seeds, that is this 1, 2 and 3. Then green round, that is this is the 1, 2 and 3. And lastly the green wrinkled, this is the 1. So the ratio of F2 generation is 9 yellow round individuals, 3 yellow wrinkled individuals, and again 3 green round individuals, and remaining 1 green wrinkled individual. So the ratio will be 9:3:3:1. So this is the entire ratio of F2 generation, which shows that in which yellow is not mixed with the green and round is not mixed with the wrinkled. So we can see that they have followed the law of dominance also and the law of segregation, that is they have not mixed with each other and remain separated from each other. And the dominance means the number of yellow round individual is 9 while the number of green wrinkled individual is 1. So the dominant is yellow round and recessive is the green wrinkled. Now the situation becomes more complicated, but I will explain it simply. That means in the fourth law, that is law of independent assortment, when two or more pairs of contrasting characters are taken in consideration in a cross, each factor assort or place itself independently of the other. That means lining its passages from one generation to the other. Here in the picture of tri-hybrid cross, we can see that three pairs of contrasting characters, that is round, yellow, smooth pod, is having a contrasting character wrinkled green constricted pod, having gametes capital RYS and small RYS. So in the F1 generation, the hybrid round yellow smooth pod individual self in the F1 generation shows the gametes for F2 generation. These are the gametes from one side and these are the gametes from the other side. They produce the individuals in this ratio. We can see the 27 individuals of round yellow smooth pod, 9 individuals of round yellow constricted pod, 9 individuals of round green smooth pod, and 3 individuals of round green constricted pod, 9 individuals of wrinkled yellow smooth pod, 3 individuals of wrinkled yellow constricted pod, 3 individuals of wrinkled green smooth pod, and lastly remaining 1 individual of wrinkled green constricted pod. That is this is the wrinkled green constricted pod. So the ratio will be 27:9:3:9:3:3:3:1, in which each factor assort or place itself independently of the other. Means the round is not mixed with the yellow or smooth, round is not mixed with the wrinkled, or similarly with the recessive character we can see. So overall we can see this picture also follows the law of dominance. That is, law of dominance means 27 individuals of round yellow smooth pod individuals, and one is the wrinkled green constricted pod individual. So the dominance is a round yellow smooth pod, while the recessive is wrinkled green constricted pod. It also follows the law of segregation, and finally the law of independent assortment. So this is overall about the laws of Mendel's laws of the heredity. I hope all of you have got understood the Mendelian laws of heredity. With the help of these simplified colorful pictures, I have tried to give you a better knowledge regarding this Mendelian genetics. The situation up to monohybrid and dihybrid cross is very simple, but it will become more complicated afterwards. The dihybrid cross, in the trihybrid cross, we have seen this situation in law of independent assortment, how becomes it get complicated. I have tried to give a simplified view regarding this, and hope you have get better understood the law of independent assortment very clearly. The entire knowledge regarding this will helpful to you in the future exams related to the genetics and the life sciences. For that purpose, I have provided the extra reading material in the Mendelian laws of inheritance for animals, in which you can get the material which is helpful to you in the future. In the next lecture, we will see the remaining part of the Mendelian genetics, that is gene interaction. So this is all about the today's lecture. So we will meet in the next lecture very soon. Thank you.